What is up? Fourth Seraph here. Got a quick video for you today on the Sunpower Bankruptcy news. Trying to get this video done real quick. I'm about to head out on my boat, actually. So let's just jump right into it. Talk about this, go over some of the details, what it means, what we think is going to happen here. If you notice, I am really sunburned. I don't know how much it's showing up on the camera. Face not too bad, but my whole body is like bright red right now. But gonna go out and get some more sun and probably regret that later. But let's talk about this Sunpower news. They use this language, stalking horse asset purchase agreement. They love to talk about the stalking horse. They're declaring bankruptcy. Listen, we all probably thought this was coming, judging by the fact that they stopped some operations. I'm going to read the statement, and then we will just go through everything else after that. Sound good? Make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are not already. Check out some of my other videos. I do some on real estate, fashion, different things as well, beyond just stocks. I think you'll like them, but go ahead and do that as well. So, start up at the top here. I'm writing to you with an important update about Sunpower. As you know, Sunpower has faced a number of challenges over the last year. We've been working diligently as a team to stabilize our business and improve our financial position. Today, we are taking an important step forward for our organization. I'm pleased to share that Sunpower announced an agreement with Complete Solaria Inc. to acquire certain assets associated with Sunpower's Blue Raven Solar and New Homes business and the non-installing dealer network. So Blue Raven was their sales. That was their residential sales company that they bought. Okay, we're quick break. Sunpower by Blue Raven for. So they bought it. They're taking a huge loss. They're selling it for 45. They bought it for 165. Okay, so that's great. Which is actually crazy because Blue Raven has grown a lot. It's doing a lot of sales, all this good stuff. Actually, I know people that work there. They kind of smash all of their goals. So Solaria getting a good deal here, I think. To facilitate this proposed transaction, Sunpower concurrently filed voluntary petitions for relief under Chapter 11 of the Bankruptcy Code in the United States Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware, with Complete Solaria serving as its stalking horse buyer. The full press release with further details can be found here. TJ Rogers, CEO of Complete Solaria, has a good track record. So he used to work for Sunpower from 2005 to 2011. Subject to court approval, the proposed transaction offers significant components of our business the opportunity to continue our legacy under new ownership that recognizes the foundation we've laid and believes in the continued support for solar. For those business lines not included in the sale process with Complete Solaria, we continue to work diligently to find long-term solution or in discussion with interested parties. So it sounds like that they're just looking to liquidate the entirety of the business. Blue Raven was probably the easiest to sell. It's the first thing they've found a buyer for, but it doesn't seem... So Chapter 11 allows for a lot of things. Typically, it's most commonly used for, we're just restructuring debt. So they basically go and they renegotiate. They say, hey, listen, we can't, we owe you $100 million. We definitely aren't going to be able to pay that. What if instead we paid you $50 million, or, what about we find different solutions there and continue operating so you get some of your money back, because right now we don't have any of it, but we do have a business that can be profitable, that can make money, and you can get, some of your money back, or maybe instead of paying you back in 5 years, we pay you back over 20 years, or, whatever it is, some type of something to continue to operate. From the language here, although they don't say, hey, Sunpower is done, it sounds like they're just looking to liquidate the whole business, sell it for parts. Sunpower is cooked. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is normally the bankruptcy where it's like, hey, we're done, throwing our hands up in the air, take what you want. But it does look like this is the extreme side of the Chapter 11. There could be someone that comes in and, gives them some money to continue to operate or something like that. But I doubt that would happen. I mean, they spun off their manufacturing side, which is now Maxion. Go watch the video on that if you haven't already. I'll try and link it in the description. Now they're selling off Blue Raven, so like how much does the company have anymore? What realistically, what does anyone want from them that they still have? They really made a terrible choice here by getting rid of the most valuable parts of their business, both with Maxion. Why they did that split, I don't know, because now Maxion's struggling too. And I think if they hadn't split, they still would have had problems because their accounting was bad, but they probably could have limped forward while they fixed it. But ultimately, we've said it before, the executives at this company should all be in prison, but they're also all idiots. So none of this is that surprising to me. The only surprising thing is that any of them aren't in handcuffs. Okay, so subject to court approval, the proposed transaction offers significant components of our business the opportunity to continue our legacy under new ownership that recognizes the foundation we've laid and believes in the continued potential of solar. So, just a bunch of stupid BS stuff about how important solar is. They want to thank everyone. Hey, thanks for stealing all of our money. Thank you for running your company so poorly that you obliterated a 40-year-old company that at one point was worth tens of billions of dollars. Thank you for selling your stock right after announcing some good news that did not actually turn out to be true before your accounting firm fired you because you had fraudulent statements. So thank you for that. Listen, this is what I'll say. Okay, 1, this doesn't come as a huge surprise. 2, a bunch of people should be in prison. So what I'll ask is, if you can, share the video. Share it on X, share it on Facebook, share it wherever, because I don't think people realize, and if you want to share my other video where I go in depth on Sunpower's fraud, but the only way I think our government actually gets involved and does something, if enough people are angry, if enough people are upset, if enough people kind of force them to. Otherwise, they're not going to work any harder than they have to. They're too busy getting backroom deals and illegal funding and contributions and speaking gigs at the people that they're supposed to be regulating. They're way too busy being corrupt to actually do their job. Gary Gensler should be in prison for the rest of his life. But, that's just our government. They hate us, but maybe we can get them to actually do something if we really, really try. So let's, share the video, see if we can get enough buzz around it, see if we can't make something happen. I'll update you guys if there's any more news. I know Solaria, the company that bought them, their stock's doing pretty well. I do, Blue Raven, as far as the solar companies that are, doing residential, I think they're the best one that I've seen. It's a little less sketchy. The way that their people get paid, it's still, I don't know about that whole business, but it's much better. A lot of these solar companies, so if you ever have the solar people come to your house, a lot of times it's like, hey, this panel costs $1,000, but you can sell it for as much as you want, and your commission is the difference. So if you sell, each panel for $2,000 when it really costs $1,000, you profit a ton of money. And they're like controlling the price themselves. I know Blue Raven doesn't do that, so that to me is good, but it's still, that whole industry needs to really figure itself out because it is pretty sketchy. But I think Solaria potentially just acquired, a really good asset at a really good price. I think it could be good for the company. I didn't, really know much about the company, haven't looked into it super deep, so probably my next video now, I really my plan was not to be like the solar guy, but it's like, I've gone down this rabbit hole now. So I guess next video is on Solaria. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because that video will be coming sometime later this week. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Just quick video going over this statement. Let me know what you think. Do you still have money in Sunpower? Are you looking to get out? I'm kind of hoping that maybe the stock bounces up a little from where it's at before I sell. I don't know. I'm kind of split on what to do. I almost think just like, screw it, leave my money there. Like, what worse can happen that hasn't happened already? I don't know. It's pretty much worthless. at this point, even. But the crazy thing is that, like, technically the company, I think it's still over like $100 million valuation. So that's wild. But that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, I'll catch you on the trading floor. Have a good week.